Hi guys, I hope everyone had a good weekend. We're going to keep working on the multi-genre today. So we've got step one out of the way, which is simply to pick your topic, right? Now we've got to start putting into the reading aspect of the work. So we have some reading outcomes that we're going to try to prove through this multi-genre, but we're going to start with our reading outcome number 5, which is our research outcome, selecting and combining information from a variety of sources. We're going to get some other sources, some things that have to do with the topic that we selected last week when we were working on step one. So this step's going to be a little bit more in depth. It's going to take a little bit more work. We're going to try and go a step a day. I'm going to make a few videos as we go to help us out. But right now we just want to look at that step 2, which is the third page of that document, the third page of our multi-genre document, step 2. So if you look at step 2, you're going to see that there is room for you to fill in titles. We're going to find some text, some things on the internet or wherever we can, and read them and look at them, and they have to do with our topic. So one thing you might do is make sure that you've opened up my exemplar that I've put together too. So if you open up that example, then we can kind of walk through some of the things that I did on mine. So if you look at mine, if you notice, it's a little bit different than the current one because the exemplar says there's a minimum of 2 of each type of text. But for mine, what you guys are doing right now, you only need a minimum of 1. You can have 2. So there are 3 different types of text we're working with. We're working with prose, poetry, lyrical, and visual multimedia. All the prose is anything that's written. Anything that's written that isn't poetry or a song is prose. If you go and scroll down to the next page, there are a bunch of different examples of prose text. So prose is an essay, an article, a story, a play, a letter, an interview, a contract, anything that's just written, okay, that isn't written in verse, isn't written in rhyme, isn't written as poetry, is prose. So if you look at the prose text on my example, I've got 3 prose text examples. One of them is The Gift of the Magi. That's a short story. I'm going to read that to you guys tomorrow. We won't do that now, but I've got The Gift of the Magi. Okay. The other one is an article I found on the history of natural black hair. So it's an interesting article on how people, African Americans and people from Africa do different hairstyles that has to do with their culture. And then I have one of my texts is Samson, right? The Bible from the story, which is about hair and hair being cut. So those are my prose. There's a story, there's an article, there's a biblical verse, no story. And then poetic lyrical, it can be a poem or it can be a song, right? Those are your basic poetic lyrical texts. So I've chosen Get a Haircut and Get a Real Job for my poetical lyrical text. And then on my secondary one is the song Hair from there's actually a movie called Hair. And then visual multimedia. So what that is a video. It can be an ad. It can be a picture. Something to do with your topic. So again, my topic is hair, and what I chose is the United Colors of Benetton ad. I'm going to show you guys that later in this week as well. And then also my secondary one's Hairspray musical. So you're going to go out and make sure you have at least 1 prose text, 1 poetic text, and 1 visual multimedia. If you're having trouble, again, if you're having trouble with what are each of those types of text, scroll down to the next page and you will be given examples. So lyrical poetry examples, there aren't many because there aren't only so many types. But a poem, a song, a rap, those are lyrical poetical. Visual multimedia could be a web page, it can be a model, a sculpture, a collage, a cartoon comic strip. I have my file over here, that's why I keep looking over there. Graphic novel, photo, essay, any of those. So whatever your theme is, your job today is to start to find, try to find 1 prose text, 1 poetry text, and 1 multimedia text. What you need to do then is write your title in. The multimedia, you might want to write a link. The other ones, you might want to print them off. You don't have to. Write your URL where you found them so that you can find them again if you have to, right? So www.whatever.com. Okay, so you see that I have that, my YouTube videos, I have the links written there. So that's all you're doing on this step, okay? Tomorrow I'll come back and maybe read you the Gift of the Magi. Maybe we'll look at get a haircut and get a real job. We'll walk through like one a day maybe, all right? And then we're going to self-assess at the end of the week on our research. So if you have any questions, as always, email me, right? My email's right there. So email me and I'll answer any questions, but all you're looking for are at least three different texts. One of them's a poem or a lyric. One of them is prose, anything that's written that isn't a poem or a lyric. And then the other one is like a video or a movie or a TV show or a web page, something visual. Something, it can have words on it, but mainly done in pictures or video. Okay? Well, I think that's it for now. That's all we really need to worry about for now. This is our step this week. Find our research. We'll talk a little bit about annotating near the end of the week, because we should go through and annotate and take notes. But we're not going to panic about that right now. Right now, your job today, find the text. Just find the piece of the text. All right. Have a good week. I'll be touching base later this week as well. I'll be making some phone calls too. Okay. See you guys. Bye-bye.